A colossal clash of titans unfolded as Zylron, the fiery red dragon, and Caelum, the formidable copper dragon, locked in a ferocious battle. The air crackled with the raw energy of their elemental power as they circled one another, eyes ablaze with determination and an age-old rivalry that burned hotter than the flame and the acid they wielded. They widened their circles, each testing range and nerve. Zylron scorched deep black lines across the stones to pin his rival in. Caelum spat arcs of acid that melted through rock and left steaming gullies in their wake. Sparks danced between them as fire and venom tainted the air. "Still trying to roast your meals alive, Zylron?" Caelum taunted, his voice bright with scorn. "One day you'll discover seasoning." Zylron's scales shimmered like molten lava as he unleashed a torrent that blazed through the sky. Caelum twisted away with agile precision, retaliating with a lance of corrosive acid. The class of elements erupted in a cloud of steam and poison that boiled upward, blotting out the sun. The collision sent shockwaves tearing through the ground. Rock spikes cracked and fell, plunging into molten vents awakened by Zylron's heat. Rivers hissed into vapor while acid etched new scars across the earth, the land reshaping itself under their fury. They collided in midair, titans locked in a storm of wings and claws. Talons raked against scales, wings buffeted gales that toppled stones, and tails cracked like whips. Caelum laughed as he twisted free, defiant even in chaos. "Careful! You'll chip a scale. It took a century to polish these." Feigning a retreat, Caelum rolled hard and spat a focused blast of acid that seared across Zylron's flank. Flame gutted into a roar of pain as the wound hissed and smoked. "Not flame-proof after all," Caelum jeered, eyes flashing with fierce satisfaction. But Zylron's rage only fed the furnace inside him. His flames roared hotter, brighter. searing the battlefield into a ruin of glass and ash. Heat shimmered through the air, bending distance, drowning the world in red light. Even the shadows seemed to shrink from his fury. The ground itself became hostile. Acid pools bubbled beside newborn vents of fire, a labyrinth of burning earth. Caelum darted between them, his movements nimble and quick, but every lane narrowed as Zylron closed the sky like a tightening fist. Locked jaw to jaw, they spiraled upward, tearing the clouds into shreds. Zylron's fury gave him the weight of a falling mountain. Caelum's speed kept him just a heartbeat ahead of ruin, but each beat cost him more than strength. A mistimed judge sent him skidding across a jagged ridge. The stone shattered beneath him, and Zylron dropped from above like a comet, claws slamming down to drive him toward the chaos below. As these two mighty dragons clashed, their colossal forms hurled debris through the air. Stones and rocks tumbled from the walls and spires of the battleground, crashing down upon the combatants below, adding to the chaotic fury of their confrontation. The battle raged on, the thunderous roars echoing as fire and acid collided in a dazzling burst of steam and smoke. Their elemental powers clashed in a breathtaking spectacle, a testament to the ancient might of these creatures. If this is my grand exit, make it memorable, Stephen rasped, a crooked smile in his voice. I do hate a dull finale. From the edge of the field, Reazar turned from the other clashes, horror in his eyes as he surged to aid his friend. But Caelum lifted a claw, his voice steady despite the flames. No, you must survive, Reazar. Lead or can when I fall. The copper dragon will lead you. In the end, after a fierce and grueling struggle, it was Zylron who emerged as the victor. With a final, triumphant roar that split the heavens, he unleashed a torrent of flames that engulfed Caelum. The copper dragon thrashed in the inferno, his final cry echoing before the fire consumed him utterly. When the smoke cleared, only Zylron remained, his scales scorched, his body battered, but his victory absolute. Above it all, Zylron's roar carried like a thunder, a chilling reminder that even the mightiest of dragons could fall before his wrath. The battlefield lay scarred in silence. Acid pools hissed beside rivers of molten fire. Stone warped into twisted glass where elephants had collided. From across the field, the noble dragons faltered, wings swelling as Caelum's cries faded. And then Kimros, bearing Keisha upon his back, lifted his head and unleashed a thunderous roar of mourning and fury, a wordless vow that Caelum's sacrifice would not be forgotten.